Okay, so I've created the three sciences, and now I need to make something that isn't a science, but still has a really cool virtual realization element to it. So, I'm thinking maybe go for a STEM subject like technology. But I really need to brainstorm everything here. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do a bit of brainstorming, think of some ideas for different possible projects and different experiences that the user could have, and then I'll check back in. Okay, so I sat and brainstormed for a while, and I came up with a tech and design idea that I think would actually really work quite well in VR. Made a quick log in Notion and made an idea where the user will be able to pick up different interactable objects and then put them into socket interactable objects, similar to the DNA profiling thing where they're able to throw them towards the panel and the yellow part lights up to let them know where to put the actual profiler. But in this case, say the user takes an object and puts it in the socket interactable, then if they match all the pieces of a puzzle basically into the object, then they'll be able to pick up the object that they've made and apply that to a bigger project. So I was thinking, what objects could I use for this? And I just looked around my room and I think we have a winner. Okay, so while having this idea is great and everything, I actually have to make it, which means I'm going to have to 3D model my microscope. So there's no better way than taking the actual object and getting the best reference from it. I've got the objects imported into Unity now, so I need to actually script them. But I've separated everything so that it can be used as different socket interactable objects in Unity, and then I've created a convex hull version of a collider object. That means that each one of them can collide and then has dependencies based on which one has been placed first. Okay, so it is now 5:45 in the morning, and I've been programming all night and setting the whole thing up, and for the last probably 8 hours total I've been working on this, but it does work now. So I had a bunch of issues with the dependencies and getting objects so that once you placed it you couldn't pick it back up again because it would just lock in place, because then it wouldn't make any sense if you would place an object before that and then place an object after that and then take away the one that you placed before it, because it has to rely on the dependency of the actual object being made. This is how it's been done. Pretty much I have all my parts over here next to a wireframe object of the microscope. In the Unity hierarchy I have a socket class which essentially has all these colliders in it, and each one of them is dedicated and only interacts with a specific set of objects in a different layer. Whenever the object actually enters the socket interactable, it calls the micromanager script and then a function called whatever micro4 or micro3 some of them are. Kind of depends on the actual object itself, but they all have their own individual methods in the code. When it comes to the code, it will call the method, and it will call depending on which one it designates the method to. So micro4 will control micro4's socket active. It has taken so long to get it working, but it does work now. So I'm going to go to sleep, but good progress.